Okay, folks, we're back. We're looking at Gameweek 189 now. So I'm recording this just slightly earlier than normal. This is Sunday morning, so about a day and a half or so until this one clicks over. Heading out to the lake for the night. It's a holiday over here on Monday, so yeah, quick video and then heading out. So a couple of things that we've learned. This was the midweek. We can now punch in the winning points. So nothing too wacky here. I mean, some really low scores here in Challenger Europe and America. But one of the things I found interesting is, well, two things. So for me, again, what we're seeing is, generally speaking, to win a tier two, it's kind of similar points. It's hard to actually make a definitive conclusion on these yet because, I mean, we'll see that here it was in Global U23, it was harder to win. You needed almost 300 points to get a tier two card and only 260 in Div 3, but then down here in America and Asia, it kind of flipped. So you actually needed more points, which is what you would probably expect. That's a bit more intuitive. So we're going to need a few more weeks of this to really understand if there is any trend or if it kind of is just all over the place. But, again, all in all, what we do see, though, is the percentages. So, if you're somebody who likes a better chance of winning, but no kind of fallback, then playing Div 3. If you like that kind of fallback that, hey, if you don't do so well, you still win a Div 3 card or a Tier 3 card, then stay in Div 4. So that's kind of interesting. The other one for me, quick aside for, there was a few weeks ago I showed how I jumped into Div 3. I think it was this one. And because I saw this, and it turned out I came in second, got a pretty nice card out of it, and a much better card than if I had played it safe and gone into Div 4. Did the same thing again this week, and the opposite happened, so this is how it works. I played in Div 3. I think I came in like 12th or 14th or something like that, so I missed the cut. I think I'd about 160 points or so. So had I played in Div 4, I would have just grabbed this last spot, this 15th spot. Now, having said that, not too worried about it. This is the guy I would have won. Obviously not all that valuable. So I probably would have tried to flip him quickly, maybe sold him for 0.015 or something. So not the end of the world. I still kind of like my more aggressive approach, and that's probably what I'll do going forward. The other one I just want to point out here is Special Weekly. Really surprising that like a reasonably low amount of points to win in that. I always think that this is one which some of the bigger rosters out there are going to really play into because there's some really good prizes at the top end of Special Weekly. And this one was all 2021 season cards, so like a fair bit of cards out there, MLS, Argentina, J League, things like that. So this was surprising to me, and I think what we see is it's come down compared to previous weeks, but these are still attainable numbers. I think in like way back, we were seeing, and during the Euro and things like that, we were seeing a lot more. I guess they were kind of comparable, but there's some 300 scores. This is when things get a bit difficult. Whereas I think, a 228, 270, certainly attainable. So don't be afraid of that Special Weekly. Likewise, let's look here. This is the Russian league. I would have thought there wouldn't be too many competitors or people with enough of a roster to put into that league, although they did release 2 clubs this week, so that probably boosted this number of participants. So if we just quickly look at like who's in 44th, again, this is Sunday morning, so these numbers will go up. There's some matches today. There might be some tomorrow. I don't know. So you need 240 right now, and I think it's about in 32nd spot you need 260. So let's say those kind of move. The rising tide kind of moves that up 20 to 30 points, something like that. Again, definitely competitive, but not unattainable. That's for sure. So don't sleep on Special Weekly, and particularly with this week. This one's American players. So let's look ahead and I think for me, I'm gonna throw in a team here with that I typically would have put in Champion America. I have a decent amount of MLS players and American ones at that. My one worry is a couple of my guys are U.S. nationals, and so they're playing today, Gold Cup final against Mexico. Will they get rested? Then when they return to their clubs, they all play on Wednesday. So I'm a bit worried I might be throwing in a team that has a lot of DNPs, but if they do come back, I've got Letget and is that how you say it? I don't know. Zimmerman, guys like that. Then maybe I have a good chance here. So this will be interesting to see just how many people sort of shift from Champion America into this one. The other thing I want to point out, I mean, all of this is kind of similar to what we've been saying for the last few weeks. Again, if you're really shooting for tier twos, just then definitely consider this this Div 3. I still think there's value here in Global under 23. Considering that it's a global based league, the fact that you're still needing like well under 300 points in some weeks. I mean, this one was a bit high, but then this one was quite low. So I still think you can kind of be a bit sneaky here and potentially grab a pretty good result. So this is one I might target as well. Challenger Europe's kind of an interesting one. There's only three. The payouts, there's actually no tier 2 card. So this one is going to mess up my system, and I wonder if this is how they're going to do it going forward. So if we look at the, here. So first off, we see that at the third price, there's no card. It's just actually, Ethereum payout, which is fine. I can obviously still factor in that. But when we get to Div 3, we see that it's 2 Ethereum payouts and then the tier 2. So I was a bit stuck as to whether to put this as a one, because really there's just one payout. Oops, where am I? There's just the one payout of a tier 2 card, or do I at least acknowledge that, well, there still is 2 other positions. So take it for what you will. You might want to, in your mind, think of that as a one, in which case, if you are going to play Challenger Europe, there's only a couple teams playing. I don't know. It's hard to say. This one, the payouts are so small. It's you have to think that you need a really good roster to get through. And that kind of leaves maybe just the only other point here is the number of clubs playing. So I'm a bit concerned with this that the Sorare guys send out. Doesn't seem to be accurate, and I saw that on one of their. Carl here had to update a few of them. He's missed this one. According to this, we have 2 Asia 25 Champion America. I went and looked, and it's not true, frankly. Where did I go? So I don't think I have it queued up, but let's see here. I'm on the wrong one. There's actually a number of J League, or there's one J League, sorry. There's K League matches, so it turns out that there's actually 8 clubs playing, not 2. Having said that, the whole thing's confusing. First off, it's hard to keep track of which tournaments are scored and which ones aren't. But outside of that, this tab or this section, I mean, it shows Chinese Super League. We don't, to my understanding, that's not scored at all. So why is it listed? So it's a bit confusing. I basically went through all of these and then I just checked it against which clubs are officially licensed and made the assumption that if they are and they fall into Sorare's kind of roster, then they must be being counted. So as a result, I mean, again, in this, it says just Club America and Asia. Well, there was some Challenger Europe, and there must be because there's a prize payout. I mean, they have, like I said, we just talked about this prize payout. So then that had me going back saying, well, then there must be teams playing. I went through and I saw, Feyenoord, Vitesse, and there's a few others, I forget where we are. Spartak, Benfica, PSV. So those are the 5. So Yeah, just maybe don't rely on this. It seems a simple one. Just a little feedback to if any Sorare guys are watching or listening. If you could update this is really important to all of us playing and ensure that we have accurate numbers. Otherwise, I got to kind of manually go through it each time, which I'll do. Anyways, there you have it. Take a look at this yourself. The link to it is below, and you can play with it and get your rosters in. Good luck. Take care. Bye bye.